What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Bible Wisdom. I had some things to share. I was going to a Bible study yesterday, Friday night, and I just felt like it wasn't the right Bible study. It was guys and girls, and I just felt kind of uncomfortable, because I don't know, like sometimes mixing with other girls there at the Bible study, I don't know if it's like the best environment. I already go to a Wednesday Bible study, and I guess someone invited me to this older guy. He invited me to another Bible study on Friday, and so I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was the right Bible study to go to, and so it brought up a point about watching who we're around. If you're married, if you're trying to be a faithful spouse, watching who you're spending your time with, and I think you can't put yourself in certain environments that you feel like you're weak, or you feel like eventually you could compromise. And so I kind of wanted to share it because I felt like it was a victory as far as discernment goes, where I'm able to discern kind of like, is this environment good? Yes, it's a Bible study, but will I be tempted in this environment to compromise on what my goals are? And I'm waiting for my spouse. We're separated right now, but I'm waiting for when we get back together. And I feel like it would be wrong of me to start another relationship, or even think about that. It's just like, even though the last thing that my spouse and I talked about was working our problems out, and staying together. And so it would be wrong of me to put myself in certain situations that compromise. And I wanted to share this. Bob Yannian said, he gave a story about how someone came into his office, and they were like, oh, my wife wasn't around, so I decided to go to bed with this woman. And Bobby Yannian was like, well, the problem with that is, even though no one else is around, you know what it is, that you'll be stuck with that compromise, and God knows, but it's also that that you did something wrong, so it's not just necessarily about, oh, someone else didn't see me do that thing. It's about, you knowing that you did something wrong, and even though you feel like your spouse isn't there or meeting your needs. And so someone shared, I went to a men's group today. I went to a men's barbecue, and they're just sharing different points about them and their wife and their spouse. And they were saying how one guy said, you think that getting with another woman, will solve your problem. Getting with another spouse is going to solve your problem. Like, oh, it was just that person, so let me move on to another person, and, it will be okay with them. And so, I thought that it was a good point that he was making, that the problem doesn't necessarily go away if you find another spouse. And so, I thought it was a good point that, it depends on the problem. I can't say that, it very well could be your spouse. I don't know your particular situation, but, you also have to, have a reality. There's some things that you could be expecting of your spouse that's just too high, or maybe you're just being mean to your spouse in a way that you're not you know, accepting them, and you're not showing them grace, you know, as far as you know, their personality or the little things that they do. And so yeah, you and your spouse probably have to solve your argument issues and how you deal with problems and issues, but going to another person doesn't necessarily solve your problem. You know, you might want to just stick it out, you know, and I'm saying might like sarcastically, but you want to stick it out with your spouse, you know, and solve the issue rather than running away and trying to find someone new. So I wanted to share that, you know, you have to watch, even if it's like a biblical, like a church event, you know, watch what you're doing, you know, watch who you're around. And I think I made the right decision, even though I'm already going to like a men's group. I'm already going to a Bible study. So I don't need this other Bible study that was invited to, you know, because it just, you know, it's not completely the right environment, you know, especially like all the people are like, you know, in their early 20s. And yeah, so just wanted to share my thoughts for today. Today is Saturday, August 7th. So I'm going to be headed to church later. I just left a barbecue, but wanted to share some points about my life and things that I'm learning. All right, see ya.